tell a lie? Y'all, they saying this creator is faking about being rich. Say it ain't so, because I love her content. This is Mei Leung, and y'all probably know her best from Crazy Rich Asian TikTok. She's the one that's always sitting on the floor of her closet, surrounded by her designer bags, doing story times, who allegedly lives in a penthouse, and is always exposing the lives of rich people. She always likes to talk about how much money they spent at the club, which is often tens of thousands of dollars. She be flexing the luxury vehicles and going on the really nice trips.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Me here, Comrade Lavender here, and today I'm back with another anti-capitalism deep dive true crime YouTube video topic. Today I want to do the deep dive discussion topic of pure evil, the capitalist pig problematic TikTok influencer and social media influencer known as Mei Leung. Deep dive, true crime, capitalism, rich people showing off their bougie lifestyles, etc. So let's get started on this YouTube video topic. But before we get started, all my YouTube video topics that are related to this topic right now, other YouTube videos I've done about other YouTube influencers and other, anti-capitalism, true crime, deep dive YouTube video topics that I've done on my channel are going to be on the screen right now if you'd like to check my other YouTube videos out. So let's get started on this YouTube video topic.
1 million homeless people in America. The average age being 9 years old, and I don't give a fuck! I don't care about fucking homeless people!
I'm about to have a little snack and I thought I'd take you guys with me. This is caviar. I probably spend about $2 grand on caviar every week because this is my favorite snack to eat and I have to have it like every day.
The first thing I do usually when I find out somebody doesn't like me is go check my bank account because I like to see whether or not it makes a difference, and it never does.
Let's find out how much I spent on my birthday. First, I went to Millennium one night and that was $29,494.25. I celebrated a second night and DJ Snake was playing, so that was $28,705.44. You guys, it's been a minute since we did a haul together, so I thought, why not do a haul today? First up, I got a brand new Rimowa because, well, I wanted a new suitcase for Vegas, and I really like the style on this one.
It makes me feel broke. When we can't afford school uniforms, it makes me feel broke. When it makes me feel broke. When we can't afford school uniforms, it makes me feel broke.
Who is Mei Leung on TikTok? Influencer goes viral for revealing how much money she spends. A TikToker named Mei Leung has gone viral for sharing her luxurious lifestyle on the TikTok app, including how much money she spends in an entire month. It is not uncommon for social media influencers to live extravagant, rich lifestyles. It pays well, with some of the biggest social media influencers being millionaires. One of these influencers is Mei Leung, who has sparked a lot of questions after going viral for revealing how much money she spends during a month while living in New York City. Viewers were shocked when she mentioned things like paying $8,900 for her mortgage, $2,000 for private Pilates lessons, and $48,000 for her clubbing/having fun category, with everything totaling $85,000 over that a little bit. The next day, Mao brought her brother in for a video where he also shared how much he spent during the month of September. While his monthly total was about $70,000, less than his sister's, he still spent $3,000 on food, $3,900 on travel and transportation, and $6,000 on shopping sprees.
Here's everything that rich influencer Mei Leung is getting exposed for. I've compiled the tea. This is all alleged. Do your own research, but this is just what I've been seeing being spread on TikTok and on Reddit. She's been stealing Instagram photos from her rich friend. For example, this is something that she had posted, but this is a photo from her friend's account from 2021. Mei also posted this, and this was found on her friend's Instagram. Also a picture originally from her friend's Instagram that she then posted on her own account. So the girl's name that she is stealing from from is Irene. They were mutuals on Instagram until this whole thing started gaining some traction, and then they unfollowed each other. Apparently, this rich friend lives with Mei, and the closet that Mei is always filming in is actually the friend's closet. This is a picture that the friend had posted on her own stories of her closet. She also deleted after all of this was coming out. She doesn't live in a multi-million-dollar penthouse. I'm not gonna say where people actually think she lives. It's definitely a nice place, but it's not the level that she portrays. People also pointed out how in a lot of her videos, she'll just film like right at her face, and she only ever really shows her closet. People are saying that the cars that she films in are rented or that they have seat covers. She used to run a Depop account where she would sell fake Kylie lip kits and fake designer bags, and sometimes just wouldn't send people their orders at all. She had also set up some businesses drop shipping, selling fakes or cheaply made products. She also apparently used to make viral accounts that she would sell to other people or use them to sell shout outs. This alone doesn't sound bad to me, but I'm just including it. So her real name is Mei Leung. People found her old accounts that link her towards her family's business, which is then how people found out that her family has been in trouble for exploiting undocumented immigrant workers, child labor, and money laundering with their buffets. Now they own real estate and some trampoline parks. Her brother and some other family connections apparently own a fried chicken business that she used to help promote. So
she allegedly was caught on Reddit. Someone on Reddit allegedly posted a thread about how Mei Leung faking pics on Instagram. Mao takes pictures from @goodnight Irene on Instagram. Allegedly, they are mutuals, or were mutuals, and Irene posts were changed as taken down after this was pointed out. Allegedly, according to the Reddit post, some of her family history allegedly is her dad allegedly was money laundering and exploiting his employees, used for his restaurant as a cover for it back in 2011, I think. Zai Quan Zhang is the leader of an organization accused of money laundering and violations of immigration law. According to the complaint filed by federal court, the owners of 2 Chinese restaurants have been ordered to pay more than $52,000 in restitution and more than $129,000 for penalties for intentional violations of such state statutes as the minimum wage violations and child labor laws. This is actually very common. You see this throughout, the restaurant industry. Restaurant industry is known for human trafficking. They're known for wage thefting their employees and tip cultures out of hand, and all that. The restaurant industry, I've already made a YouTube video about how bad the culinary restaurant industry is. There's a lot of dark, shady things that go down in that industry, in the food, culinary, and restaurant industry. The Office of Massachusetts Attorney General Martha Coley said the restaurants are the Grand China Buffet, formerly located in Randham, and the New York Chinese Buffet in Somerset. Also cited were Exdu Ying Yu, president of the Grand China Buffet, and the restaurant's manager Cassie Liu, in connection with the New York Chinese Buffet. Coakley's office issued citations to Zai Hao Zhang, also as Xi Qin Zhang, A Ya Lu, and Ming Kai Lu, also known as Stephen Liu. All held management positions either at the restaurant or at the company doing business at the restaurant. In a press release, the office said it began its internal investigation into the restaurants in August 2010 after it was alerted to potential abuses by the Massachusetts Coalition for Occupational Safety and Health, MassCOSH, Greater Boston Legal Services, and Justice at Work. The investigation found that kitchen workers could work for more than 70 hours a week and be paid far less than Massachusetts minimum wage of $8 an hour. In one instance, a 16-year-old minor was found to have received no compensation for 9 months of work. In a press release, the office added, investigators also found that many of the employees were housed in unsuitable conditions in a room house owned by the former owner of Grand China Buffet in New York, Chinese Buffet in Taunton. At one point, 4 employees shared one bedroom, and approximately 13 people shared the house. The employees were not free to come and go as they pleased from the rooming house, but rather depended on the manager to allow them in. The Grand China Buffet, located on Route 44 in Raham closed down in 2010 after dealing with health code violations from the town of Raham and contending with employees of the restaurant who claimed various labor abuses. Health agents said the town didn't force the establishment to close, explaining that the restaurant fixed the problems identified by the health department. The Grand China Buffet was located at 59 New State Highway. The property has since been taken over by new management, who have rebranded the restaurant as the Hibachi Sushi Buffet. John Zhang, son of Shai Hao Zhang, answered questions about the accusations on behalf of the restaurant and said that the fines must be a big misunderstanding. Zhang said the workers have been paid correctly and on time, otherwise his employees would leave, he claimed. Zhang said he believes the accusations were fabricated by a former employer who was angry about being laid off during a period of slow business. One employee specifically was terminated for refusing to sign an unlawful waiver form which sought to authorize the employer to take more than $1,000 worth of meal, logging, and transportation deductions per month, while the employee was making nearly half the minimum wage. Another worker was fired when he complained to his employer about not being paid the minimum wage. I had worked at Grand Chinese Buffet since 4 months with no pay, said Fidela Martinez, who was, according to the statement, 16 years old and pregnant while working for the restaurant. They gave me a small room to live in with my boyfriend, but would not pay me. They made me work excessive hours with no breaks. Tonya Green, a teen per leader for the Mass COSH Young Worker Safety Program, says Martinez's case was a reminder that child labor abuse remains a problem. Another former employee of Grand China Buffet said he feels that letting people know about these problems is a responsibility. We feel extremely happy that finally, after a year, we are seeing justice, said a former Grand China Buffet employee, Philip Mercino. We feel it is our responsibility to educate the other workers about their health and safety as well as their wage and hour rights. What we went through is absolutely inhumane, and all the workers must be treated with dignity and respect. Even if she's allegedly faking being rich, this TikTok influencer, it doesn't matter if she's rich or she's just one of those social media influencers that fake their entire rich luxury lifestyles, online until they're actually rich. Either way, being and promoting this catless pig, and this bougie lifestyle is never a good thing. Social media pushing this rich capitalism bougie lifestyle on everybody is just so out of touch. And capitalism puts profits over lives, and that's never a good thing. Capitalism is a psychopathic system, and its end goal is to make money and profits. There is a growing discussion and debate surrounding the social concept of pretty privilege. To put it simply, it is much easier to grow on any social media platform, make money online, or become a social media influencer, etc. if you are considered to be conveniently attractive. The main frustration seems to come in when it begins to feel as though individuals aren't being recognized for their talent, insight, or ideas. For example, there can be a beautiful, highly problematic celebrity or influencer online who gains millions of views along with gaining a massive following on social media and seemingly always gets away with various scandals. While on the other hand, there are many more individuals who are considered to be more average-looking creators, who are unproblematic that remain at the bottom and don't, get nearly, as much recognition.